Okay, I got a story time. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay. So let me tell y'all about how I almost got jumped working at the airport. Boom. I started working at LAX the end of 2023, like starting in the summertime. Yeah, and it was like my first little 9 to 5 job. Like everybody who knows me knows that I'm a model. I do music videos, I do acting. I'm not really like, I don't really do the 9 to 5s, but I just got me one just to make some extra cash on the side. Yeah, so me working at LAX, when I first started working there, I started wearing like my natural hair, not too much makeup. I still look pretty, very much beautiful, natural. Um, but I noticed that some of the girls there like were kind of like stank, like ugh, like me and my natural there was stank. So imagine me coming like this, right? But anyway, I was a wheelchair agent, and it was this one particular day that I had to push this passenger to the elevator and help them get to their gate, yada yada. I had like this one new employee that had to follow me because I at this point I've been working there for about like 3 months, and I had like this new employee that I had to show around, let them shadow me or whatever. So boom, so I'm giving a passenger to the ride or push to the elevator and helping them get, they're with their family, cool, everything is cool. Okay, so there's this other type of company that works at LAX called Prosegur or whatever. It's a security company. And basically they have to check like the boarding passes. And, they check the boarding passes before the passenger is even able to go through TSA. So I'm pushing my passenger to this one elevator that has a security guard there. And it's this tall, black girl there. Always seen her, never really thought too much. So this one particular day, I'm trying to go up the elevator, and before I get on, I'm supposed to wait for the security guards to check the boarding passes of the passengers. So I'm standing there waiting for this particular girl. We just gonna call her particular girl. Okay? I was standing there waiting for her to check the boarding passes like they always do. And she had this stank look on her face. Like, you would have thought somebody talked about her mama the way she was looking at me. And I'm like, okay. But I'm not thinking too much of it. I don't feed into negative energy. I'm just there to do my job and go home. So she just standing there not checking the boarding passes. So I just asked her, are you going to check the boarding passes? And she's just giving me this stank look, like looking me up and down like she ready to fight. And the girl that was shadowing me looking at me, I'm looking at the family. I'm like, you know what? We just gonna get on the elevator. We're gonna go upstairs. We're not gonna worry about this because she's not doing her job. So I'm telling them, let's get on the elevator. So we get on the elevator and she's standing right there. And she's like, first of all, before it closes, she stops it and she goes, you don't tell me when to check the boarding passes. I check it if I feel like it. And I was low-key like, what? And then everybody's looking at me in the elevator like, what is going on? And I don't know what's going on. I don't know what her deal is. And mind you, she ain't the only one that was like that at this job. Like, so many women at this airport were miserable and always starting stuff with me for no reason. So I was like, well, you weren't doing your job, baby, but it's okay. We just gonna go. And she was like, no, but you can shut up, though. You can shut up talking to me. I can do it. And I'm like, or what? Like, or you can make me shut up or something. I said something up to that extent. Because I ain't no but. Like, I don't care. I'm going to talk back. And ain't nobody about to tell me to shut up and think about to shut up. I'm not. Anyway. So, I'm like, no. So, she's like, hop up this elevator. Hop off. Y'all. I'm not about to hop up the elevator. Mind you, I'm with a passenger, an elderly person who's in a wheelchair, who needs to go to their gate. Like, so I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I'm going to drop off my passenger. I told her, like, when I get back, all right, baby, you can see me. Like, especially when we clock out, we especially at the airport, who fights at the airport? All that security and police there, you would get banned in a heartbeat. So I'm trying to be smart about this or whatever. So I go up, I drop my passenger. They're looking at me like, are you, like, what's going on? I go back down and her manager is next to her or whatever, and she's basically telling her manager like, oh, she's starting with me or whatever, but she's still trying to get to me. Like, it's weird because even, okay, correction, it wasn't her manager, it was one of her supervisors. So they were down there or whatever. I guess somebody called, I don't know who called them, but they were down there, and she was yelling at me, girl, I don't care about this little airport job, yada yada. I was still, out da 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 da, trying to get to me over what? I don't know. I just literally, all I asked her was, are you gonna check the boarding passes? And she blew up over that. So after that, I knew she was a hater. I automatically always assumed that if you are starting with me and I don't even know you, you're jealous of me. That's my mindset. And okay. Anyway, so I brushed it off. I keep on going. Her supervisor took her up to the back room. They talked about it, but mind you, the girl still worked there. So later on that day, one of her employees, which is the guy, he comes up to me and he's like, Loki trying to talk to me in a sense, but then plays it off talking about where do you park at and what time you get off. And to me, those are set up questions. Why are you asking me that? I don't know you. So yeah, that was like red flag number one. He was trying to figure out like where I'll be at after work. Then my coworker calls me and he's like, Tiara. And then yeah, so my coworker calls me and he was like, literally the next day, I end up going home with her. The next day I get to work or whatever, I clock in. My coworker texts me and calls me. He's like, Tiara, why are some girls on this bus talking about jumping you? And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Jumping me? Over what? I, like, literally, it threw me off because I don't even know this girl. I don't know any of these girls. And I'm like, okay, thanks for the heads up. Or whatever. So I ended up, I can't even remember what happened, but all I remember is just like a bunch of girls just kept on coming up to me and was asking me like, what's your name, and da 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 da, and Loki trying to be friendly, but it was given, oh, y'all just trying to see like where I'd be at. But they end up relocating the girl because everybody found out what happened, and they never got to me because they just never did. I believe the girl got fired after that. They relocated her and she had some more issues. She ended up getting fired. And then I guess her other coworkers seen that and just was like, nah, we're not losing our job. But yeah, that's why I can't work regular jobs because girls literally be hating. Like, that's just one example of someone hating on me at this job. Like, every time I had so many incidents. I only worked there for about 6 months, and I kid you not, it was something new every month. People always starting with me, never liking me, always starting rumors. So, it was a whole bunch of drama, and I'm just so grateful to be about it there. But yeah, that was my little story time. Hope y'all enjoy. I know it's all over the place. I know I talk a lot with my hands, but yeah. Okay.